Hello crafty friends, it's Donna here, and I've got a set of 5 cards for you today that come from a card kit from Hero Arts. If you're new to my channel, welcome! I'm Donna, currently living in Australia, but moving back to Japan in just 3 weeks' time. This is the July kit, and it's called Road Trip. There's a bunch of different papers and an ink, and some stamps and dies. I only have the stamps and dies with me today, so please excuse me not having the packaging to show you what the products would look like. This is a subscription kit, and if there are any left over, it might be possible to buy one next month, but if they sell out, then they're only available as part of the subscription, which is available now. We're going to start with the colour layering die set. And we'll just take a quick second to admire my beautiful winter trees outside the window that always reflect in the door of my Misty. So each of these parts of the stamp are designed to work together, and some of the elements have layers so that you can add a background colour and then add some texture over the top. These are the basic parts of the die: the sky, the hills, the bushes on the hills, the road, and then one more little strip that you can use to define the bottom of those hills. And this is what it would look like if you stamped it normally. But what if you inked up your stamp in a different way? I've chosen to do some striping across those clouds, and then I'm twisting the ink onto the background for the bushes. This is going to give me a bunch of different textures that look almost like a collage. On the road, I've gone with 2 colours, yellow across the whole thing, and then some very faint brown on top of that. Once I've got that all stamped, I can add a little background border and a sentiment. This stamp set also has a bunch of sentiments that come with accompanying dies. As well as that, there are dies to cut out each element of this scene, although I haven't used them in today's video. Another fun little element that's in the stamp set is some cactuses and signs, and these little stamps here that could be used as bushes if you chose to stamp them in bush colours, or if you want to choose a different colour, they look like rocks. Next we have the dies. And the main die here is this beautiful car interior. This die, as well as having the main interior, it's got some other partial dies that cut out all of the elements that are going to fit onto this, as well as a rear vision mirror. And so what I've done is I've cut all of those elements in craft and black and also in silver, so that I can mix and match them for the inside of my car. And I'll just layer those up and stick them on. It's fairly obvious where they all sit, and as I mentioned, the rear vision mirror would sit at the top of the card. As well as that, there's another whole set with a bunch of images that you can either add into your picture or use to make different cards, and I've done a little bit of both. I've decided to Copic colour my car just using some cool greys. I found it quite handy to slip a little bit of something between the layers so that I could colour right to the edge. A piece of card or a piece of plastic would have been incredibly sensible, but as is my usual, I've grabbed the thing that is closest to my right hand, which happens to be a medical swab, and so I'm colouring around that. For this card, I've added just a couple of little things from the extra set. I've put the keep cup in the cup holder and also added some sunnies on the dashboard. What if we were to take some of the elements and use them separately, away from the scenery and away from the car interior? That's what I've done next. There's a really fun set of dies in the extras set that is a pair of shorts and some legs and some sneakers with separate laces. And so I've die cut those in white and Copic coloured them. Then I'm going to layer them up for another card. When it came to doing the shoes, the ends of the shoes is actually cut to be separate to the rest, And so I'm just popping up the centres of the shoes with a little bit of card so that when I glue it down, those toes, the sort of the sole bits of the shoe, are going to sit very slightly lower than the rest of the shoes. And here I have a pair of legs. I'm using the same sentiments that come in the kit, and I've stamped and cut one and then cut a bunch more. And what I'll do is I'll layer them up to almost the height I want. And then for the last layer, I've just cut it apart and cut out the bit where the legs are so that it will sit nice and flat across those legs. And once I've got that in place, I'll just put my stamping block on top, just so that it makes good contact. Okay, let's look at one last little fun card. I didn't video this card because it's so simple, but I did take some process photos. I cut out a bunch of the sunglasses, and I cut the backgrounds in grey and a whole rainbow of frames. And then I've just layered those up on a card with some bits of foam tape to make one more fun card. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at the kit. Whether you have it or not, I hope you find some great ideas for card making in it. I'll leave you with some photos of the finished cards, and I will be back not very soon because I have to move to Japan in a couple of weeks with another video. Until then, bye for now.